Yo, whether you watching from Facebook, Twitter, click the link in my Instagram, moviepilot.com, or YouTube itself. What up, world? Um, man, I have not done a video from this point of view in quite some time. What November? I couldn't think of a topic. Obviously, I did, so that's why we're here. Jordan Peele, man, he's making his directorial debut this month with Get Out. If you haven't seen Get Out, my review is on my channel. There will be a card to link you to that video right here. And I just thought, man, I should talk about some of my favorite directors. And I usually do a 10 through 1, but I couldn't narrow down a list. I have like 10. I have like 10 that could have made the list. I have like a second list of guys that I considered, and I'll let y'all know, man. Just some of the guys that didn't make the list. J.J. Abrams, the Coen brothers didn't make it because I want to rewatch the Coen brothers' entire filmography after Barton Fink comes on Blu-ray. I'll run through them probably around August. Make a definitive list because I love Fargo, I love Big Lebowski, I love No Country. The other movies, I have a soft spot for the Lady Killers, and people hate that movie. And I like and Burn After Reading. I think people hate that movie too. There are some. Raising Arizona, I haven't seen. Miller's Crossing, I haven't seen all the way through. I haven't seen Barton Fink. I want to say there's more. I haven't seen Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? So I wouldn't consider them my favorite directors on my list of favorite directors. And then you got like Peter Berg, Matthew Vaughn, Bryan Singer. David Fincher didn't make it. He has a lot of movies I love, and he has a lot of movies I think are fine. Let's just get right into it, man. It's my list. Some newer current directors and some OGs, man. I'm gonna name off directors, and then the last three will be my 3, 2, and 1. So just kicking it off. I'm gonna kick it off, man, with M. Night Shyamalan. A lot of people that was watching just turned it off. Probably just unsubscribed, man, and that's fine. That's what opinions are for, man. People that tell you that your opinion is wrong, man. Those type of people fucking kill me, man. How you gonna tell somebody that their opinion is wrong? I love M. Night Shyamalan. Before Split came out, I went through and I rewatched everything he's done from The Sixth Sense to The Visit. Praise him, knock him, hate him, bury him 6 feet under. You can never say M. Night Shyamalan does not put his full creative mind into whatever he's doing. I think the movie that he had like the least input into the story was After Earth, because I'm pretty sure that movie was completely Will Smith's idea, and M. Night was just there to say that somebody else directed it. My three favorite M. Night Shyamalan movies are Signs, The Sixth Sense, and Split. If you haven't seen Split, man, check it out. If you don't catch it in theaters, I just, on my vote of confidence, buy that shit on Blu-ray. Next, I got a guy that a lot of other people are going to bash me for, turn off the video for, unsubscribe for, and that's Zack Snyder. Ever since the 2004 Dawn of the Dead is one of the great horror remakes. And how can anybody disagree with that statement? In the slew of horror remakes that we've gotten, really ever since 2003's Texas Chainsaw, Dawn of the Dead was right behind that, and then it got the horror remake cycle in motion, and then he's given us 300, the criminally underrated Watchmen, Legends of the Guardians, The Owls of Ga'Hoole, which is probably my least favorite Zack Snyder movie, and it's not even a bad movie. I like Sucker Punch despite popular opinion. I love Man of Steel. It was in my top 10 of 2013. I love Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice. I love the groundwork he's laid for the DC extended universe. And that's unpopular opinion, but it's my opinion. I think my three favorite Zack Snyder movies are BVS, Man of Steel, and Watchmen. I really need to rewatch Watchmen. It's so good. It was in my top 10 of 2009. I think a lot of people, like, that's another thing that trips me out, man. When 300 came out, 300 was like the movie, that was like the man's man movie. People loved 300. People sucked Zack Snyder off because of 300. And now because critics bash his DC work, oh, Zack Snyder ain't shit. Let's remove Zack Snyder from Justice League. Bullshit like that. Like, get the fuck out of here. Another director that is on my list is a director that I don't think a lot of people would put as a favorite director, and that's F. Gary Gray. First, he directed Friday, one of my favorite comedies, stoner comedies, just overall movies in general of all time. Then Straight Outta Compton, man, arguably the best hip hop related movie ever. It might be a little bit of an overstatement, overrating it, man, but I disagree, man. He directed Friday. He directed Straight Outta Compton, and then he directed the Italian Job remake with Mark Wahlberg. That's one of my favorite heist movies ever. The movie's so much fun. And then A Man Apart is underrated. I like Be Cool. People hate Be Cool, and I love Be Cool. And then I cannot wait to see what he's gonna do with The Fate of the Furious. He's criminally underrated, man. I think I've seen bits and pieces of Set It Off. I need to rewatch it. I've never seen The Negotiator. I really want to see that. And then he's got some other movies. Like, I think I've seen Law Abiding Citizen one time. I want to buy it, and I want to rewatch it because it was good. If people sleep on F. Gary Gray, man. Next, I'm gonna say Ben Affleck. Gone Baby Gone was just such a surprise 10 years ago. And it one of the best movies of 2007. I rewatched that before Live by Night came out. It was great. The Town, great. Argo, great. Live by Night, I liked it, but it wasn't up to par with those first three. Next, I'm gonna throw an OG out there, and that's Steven Spielberg. My favorite Steven Spielberg movie is Catch Me If You Can, and that might be unpopular opinion. That's his most underrated movie, hands down. And then obviously the Indiana Jones series, at least the first three, Hook, Jurassic Park. I mean, he's got some classics since the 70s. He's just been a master storyteller, man. His most recent movie, The BFG, I wasn't a huge fan of, but it wasn't bad. I need to watch Bridge of Spies. I recently saw Lincoln for the first time. And him combined with Daniel Day-Lewis, man, I still think that was Abraham Lincoln himself dug up, brought back to life, and did a movie. Because that was master acting by Daniel Day-Lewis. Yeah, man. I think my top three are Catch Me If You Can, Raiders, and then Jurassic Park. If not Jurassic Park, then Hook by a hair. I love them both, but I think I'd give Jurassic Park the number 3. I made so many lists for directors on Letterboxd, man. I can't even remember them all. After Steven Spielberg, man, like I said, not in a particular order, so don't freak out. My next pick is Phil Lord and Chris Miller. And, man, because Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs is one of the most underrated animated movies of the past 10 years. And then they also did one of the most praised animated movies of the past 10 years, and that's the Lego Movie. And then they also directed the Jump Street series, man. Like, they're going to direct the Han Solo movie, the next Star Wars movie after Episode 8. And I can't think of Alden Ehrenreich or whatever his name is playing Han Solo. Donald Glover, Childish Gambino, is perfect casting as young Landau. And then who else? Emilia Clarke from Game of Thrones is in it. Woody Harrelson's in it. Like, this is going to be this Han Solo movie is going to be fun, man. My last director who's not really ranked is Denis Villeneuve. Prisoners is great. The best, if not top 3, one of the top 3 movies of 2013. And then Enemy is such a mindfuck. If you haven't seen Enemy, with starring Jake Gyllenhaal, directed by Denis Villeneuve, like, Amazon Prime that shit, Netflix that shit, search, rent, blind buy that shit. You will be so lost, but so interested, so mesmerized by what the fuck you just watched. The symbolism, the metaphors. That movie's so crazy. And if it wasn't for Gyllenhaal's performance, it might not be that good. But Denis Villeneuve's direction, you could put anybody in that shit, and it would still be an interesting movie. And then Sicario got overlooked, man, because it should have got way more nominations. Especially Benicio del Toro should have got nominated for that movie. And then, because he's not coming back, I'm reserved. I'm hesitant. I'm a little nervous for the sequel. Soldado, I think it's called. Everybody's coming back except Emily Blunt, but there's a new director because Denis Villeneuve was working on Blade Runner, and then he's about to do new Dune movies. Like Sicario's so great, just such a great cop drama. And Get Out, I mentioned Get Out because Jordan Peele's directing that. Daniel Kaluuya from Get Out, the star of Get Out, was in Sicario as Emily Blunt's partner before she goes on like the Mexico like cartel war or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, man, like I feel like Sicario is underappreciated. And then I'm not gonna call like people love Arrival. I watched it once and I was dead tired when I watched it. So I feel like a lot of it like went over my head. So I'm not gonna knock Arrival and I'm not gonna praise Arrival. I'm indifferent on Arrival right now. I need to take a shot of adrenaline and just watch Arrival so I can be just fully engulfed in what the fuck the movie's about and what's going on. I really want to like it, and I full disclosure, I feel like I could trust y'all. I haven't seen the original Blade Runner yet. I'm gonna watch it before 2049 comes out, and Harrison Ford's coming back, Ryan Gosling starring, Denis Villeneuve. Even if I hate the first Blade Runner, I'm gonna see this movie. My number 3 is Martin Scorsese, and honestly, the top 3 are interchangeable. These are my 3 favorite directors. And I feel like the top 2 don't have any whack movies, and I've seen all their movies. And I haven't seen all of Scorsese's movies. He's been doing these movies since the early 70s. My favorite Scorsese movies are The Departed, Goodfellas, and The Wolf of Wall Street. Silence didn't come to my theater. I'm interested in seeing Silence, so I'm going to blind buy it. I still haven't seen Hugo. It's on my shelf. I love Gangs of New York. I love Casino. I really, really liked Taxi Driver. I like Raging Bull. The King of Comedy was really weird, but I still liked it. I like The Color of Money. I want to see Bringing Out the Dead with Nicolas Cage. Yeah, like he should have way more Oscars for directing than he already does. And I think if he's nominated for Silence, I'd be shocked. I'd be shocked if he won or didn't win because the nominations for director this year are strong. And as I'm saying this, the Oscars are going to be already over. Ooh, and before I forget, man, I am insanely disappointed that Netflix picked up The Irishman. I've been looking forward to The Irishman since it was announced. De Niro, Pesci, Pacino, directed by Scorsese. That has instant classic written all over it. DiCaprio has to get squeezed into this cast. I really wanted to see this movie in theaters. I'll watch it at home. I'm gonna review it anyway. But I come on, man. This caliber movie in the theaters would have been amazing. Knowing the piece of shit theater that I go to, though, they wouldn't even have got it. So my number 2 is Christopher Nolan. I've seen everything he's done since Memento. Just like Enemy that I mentioned before, man. Memento was a mind fuck. Insomnia is really good. He like Christopher Nolan won my heart when he directed a Batman movie. And I love Batman Begins. I love The Dark Knight. I really, really, really like The Dark Knight Rises. It's a backstep, and maybe because the bar was set too high because of The Dark Knight and Heath Ledger and all that. but he has one of the great modern trilogies. The Prestige. It's 2017 now, so The Prestige is over 10 years old. But The Prestige is his most underrated movie, without a doubt. Inception is probably his most praised movie, if The Dark Knight isn't. I love Inception. My wife hates those movies where the ending is so ambiguous or whatever the word is. Man, look at me trying to use words that I don't even know the definition to. Um, but yeah, like, was he asleep? Wasn't he asleep? I love it. I love the ending because it's just like the end of Sopranos, which she doesn't like either. You decide for yourself. I say that he was awake. Yeah, let's let it be happy ending. He's reunited with his wife and kids, whatever. Yeah, DiCaprio was awake. That movie's dope, man. That movie gave the world Tom Hardy. And then Interstellar, my boy, man, my brother, my best friend, ride or die since we was 10 years old. Interstellar's his favorite movie of all time. I I really like Interstellar, but it's probably in the bottom half of my Nolan list, if not right in the middle. It's better than Insomnia and The Dark Knight Rises. And then Dunkirk, man. Dunkirk looks so serious. I obviously can't talk about it. It's not July. I haven't seen it. As I did with M. Night, as I did with Affleck, as I'll do with more directors, I'm rewatching directors' movies if I can fit them all into the week leading up to their new movie. And Apes is in the way, but in July, I'm going to find a way to rewatch Nolan's entire filmography. If I had to narrow down my three favorite Christopher Nolan movies, I would say The Dark Knight's first, Inception is second, and Batman Begins is third. That leads me to my number one. If you know me or if you know directors at all, you should know who it is. I want to give y'all like a 5-second pause to comment who you think my number one favorite director is, man. Did you get it? My favorite director is Quentin Tarantino. Quentin Tarantino has never made a bad movie. Never. I don't care, man. Like, my favorite Quentin Tarantino movie, my top three favorite Tarantino movies, man. Let's just get this out the way. The Kill Bill series is one movie, so that's one. Pulp Fiction is second. And then I think I have Django Unchained third. Um, he makes any actor in whatever movie, whatever random movie, he could do a fucking stoner comedy, and anybody in that movie is gonna be great. There are so many actors that I want to see work with Quentin Tarantino. Like, off top, I can think of Tom Cruise. Um, I had somebody in mind the other day, and they completely slipped out, man. I think Colin Farrell would be great in a Quentin Tarantino movie. Robert Downey Jr. would be great in a Quentin Tarantino movie. I hope his next movie, whenever he does another movie, I've lost hope on Kill Bill Volume 3, but whenever he decides to do his next movie, I hope he gets out of the Western genre, because we've got two great Westerns, Django Unchained and The Hateful Eight. But whatever he does, man, I feel like it's gonna be epic. Like, Quentin Tarantino just does not make bad movies. I think because the top, like I said, the top of his list for me is Kill Bill, and the bottom of his list for me is Death Proof, and I love Death Proof. That's my list, man. That's the 10 directors that I would consider my favorite. Who are some of your favorite directors, man? You don't have to give me 10. You could give me however many you want. And tell me your favorite movies from those directors too. I haven't landed on a topic for March yet. I could rank the X-Men series because Logan's coming out. There's so many possibilities for a March topic. If you have any suggestions, hit me up. Definitely drop a comment if there's a video that you want to see me do. But make sure I haven't done it already. A certain actor, actress. I've recently posted reviews for Get Out, for Lego Batman, for John Wick. That's February. My January movie talk was my most anticipated movies of the year. Over the next couple weeks, I want to see Logan and I want to see Kong Skull Island. And March is so stacked. I did 3 reviews in February. I'll do like 6 in. Let's run down March while I'm still rambling, man. Logan, Kong Skull Island, Beauty and the Beast, Chips, Life, Power Rangers, The Boss Baby. I know I want to see all those, and including a movie talk, including my top 3 movies of the first quarter of 2017. I got a lot of videos coming for y'all in the month of March, man. So stay tuned, man. Like, subscribe, comment. Find me where you find me, man. Don't know where to find me, man. Watch these credits. Peace.